Go.
Howie, I have a question for you. In World War II, what did you think of us getting involved once we got bombed in Pearl Harbor? Any thoughts?
I thought once they bombed Pearl Harbor, we had to get involved. We weren't on the sidelines anymore, they pulled us into the war.
Nick, did you agree with him?
I do. I think it was our right for freedom of democracy and, rights of the American people to get involved.
When you self-reflect about that, I mean, what did you think? What did you think of FDR? Did you feel like that it was something that we had to get into? I mean, because there were some people that said maybe we shouldn't have gotten in. I mean, Lisa, what do you think? What do you think of their two opinions?
There could be two sides. I mean, there's also the majority of people, pressure from the public, but I think that we went to trash.
And we have like
Monique,
some
what do you think?
comments coming every day. We did.
Okay.
Yeah, we did ask before, so we got our opinions for it, did not get involved every Thursday. And we had to,
I want everyone to take a moment and write down two pros and two cons. What you think about us getting into
yeah,
World War
so I'm just gonna
II.
wheel
Take a moment.
if not, it'll sit.
Do you want to stop it here?
Okay, that was a great discussion. Let's come up with something that we can do. Howie, I noticed that you and Lisa kind of had different points of view, which is good. We all have different points of view. Why don't you guys come up with something where you can kind of have like a common ground? Why don't you two guys come up with something where you can almost come up with like a common ground where you can kind of figure out, like something, and maybe Monique and Nick, why don't you guys have something where you can come up with a common ground and kind of almost reflect and see if you can come up with something where, almost come up with a new ending, just come up with something where, hey, we don't know what's going to happen, and we kind of reflect and see if we can come up with a new way in which something, we don't know what happens. How does that sound? Why don't we try it from there? Sound good?
Yes.
Okay, let's do it. Why you giving me that look?
Are we cutting?
They bombed us with no warning or anything, we just keep killing all those innocent people. What choice do we have?
What do you think?
Well, I mean, there's a certain notion that what happens that drove, the higher ups to say, oh man, we can do this. And I think maybe they would have stepped back and thought about it. But, I mean, I kind of starting to agree that,
Do you think maybe we should have waited maybe a month or two, or not? Do you think that would have helped the cause, or no? Talk about it, keep reflecting.
Even today, there's certain things going on in different countries. I think
What do you think? Do you think waiting a month or two would have helped anything, or no?
yeah, waiting more casualties.
No, I think we need to send a message the right way.
Do you think the world expected us? Because I know Winston Churchill was saying the month before that he needed us to go in, that he was upset that we did not go in. Do you think that helped us or hurt us with foreign relations, or
What
no?
would have happened? What would have happened or not?
Keep it sick for our allies.
Basically, help, just take everything and help bring them out
And
and
a great ally to us. And
not
some
some
wild
wild
and
and
support us, so I think that was the proper way to go about it.
Right, Lisa, what were you saying? I didn't hear.
Oh, well, I was just pointing out that Howie mentioned maybe we should have waited longer, because he said, oh, we should have gone right in. And then I was mentioning maybe not, maybe we step back, and he said maybe go in, but wait for the delay. So that was his opinion.
Do you think Winston Churchill, maybe that would have affected his decision at all? Because I know he really needed us at the time, and they were struggling. What do you think?
Yeah, that is a good point. Probably in that instance, waiting may not have been good.
What do you think?
I still think we went right in like we should have, but at the same time, we weren't ready for war. So waiting may have given us time to organize some things a little bit better than we did. We wouldn't have had the early
So
disasters.
it seems like you almost both have each other's opinions a little just by discussing and reflecting each other's.
Definitely.
Was that safe to assume? That's good. That's a great discussion. Cut. Monique, what were you saying? I'm sorry.
I was just reading the point that Nick said that we, as U.S., have always been good allies to the Great Britain. If we didn't, I just felt like he felt like it was our duty to go in and help with the Pearl Harbor. I think my point is the same, because my point was that if we did not go in, there would be more casualties involved. So we kind of came in and rectified the situation to help, and that's what we're good at doing, going in, helping our allies out, being there.
After hearing her, what do you think?
I think Monique's points kind of opened up my eyes to a different way of thinking. I wasn't, kind of set in my ways, and I think she kind of opened me up, and I think we found some true middle ground here.
So you have a common ground after hearing each other?
Yeah, it was pretty helpful to bounce ideas off each other.
That's
and
good.
we both come to a new understanding of the problems and, yes, diplomacy and what we're
It's a great job. I'm glad that you guys had an opportunity to do that. Great job. Happy.